You're watching Satluj TV News. I'm Angus Scott in London. The British media watchdog OFCOM has been bombarded with complaints during the last 48 hours relating to a news article broadcast on GB News on Tuesday. The article and subsequent interview discussed violence at a kabaddi tournament in Derby, which during the interview was unambiguously blamed on the pro-Khalistan movement. The violence, which disrupted the kabaddi match, saw 3 men taken to hospital with serious injuries and 4 men arrested by armed police. However, none of those involved have any links to any Khalistan groups or Sikh organisations. No evidence has been produced anywhere that the incident was linked to the Khalistan movement. In fact, as is being more widely reported, the conflict was the latest outbreak of violence between 2 local feuding gangs, part of an ongoing dispute that has seen several attacks carried out across the Derbyshire area in recent months. However, Nigel Farage, the politician turned journalist, interviewed a notoriously pro-India propagandist, Wasiq Wasiq, who was then allowed to arbitrarily blame the violence on Khalistani supporters, without providing evidence of any kind. Wasiq is an employee of the pro-India UK-based Henry Jackson Society, an organisation regularly accused of being funded by Indian nationalist groups, and who are widely seen as another arm of the Indian Prime Minister's propaganda machine. The fast-growing Khalistan movement has become a target of Narendra Modi's government because of the threat it poses to Indian unity. As a result, the Indian government has mobilised a huge army of nationalists to attack and smear the peaceful Khalistan movement at every opportunity in the media, and where possible try to label it as some sort of terrorist organisation, something Wasiq also alluded to in his interview. A video released by the England Kabaddi Federation through the Sikh community group Sher Punjab UK has since proved the claims made by Wasiq as completely false. As a result, several Sikh organisations have since publicly condemned the news broadcast. Launched in 2021, GB News has in the past provided a well-balanced agenda of news items to counterbalance the largely left-wing mainstream press. As such, it has enjoyed growing popularity and has been seen as a huge threat to the left-wing narrative usually broadcast in the mainstream. Nigel Farage, who championed Brexit and promotes a strong anti-immigrant agenda, has however found himself the target of anger of the British Sikh community, who are long established in the UK and have contributed enormously to the success of the country. In this news segment, ignorant of the complexities of Indian politics and particularly the sensitivities of pro-Khalistan supporters, Farage allowed Wasiq to promote the anti-Sikh message unopposed, taking the blatant propaganda at face value and then falling into the trap by mistakenly linking the incident to the overall anti-immigrant message he promotes. But the wider concern about the broadcast is the normalisation of an anti-Khalistan message, where Indian-sponsored organisations are clearly being given free rein to spread a defamatory and false narrative, smearing the Sikh population facing no cross-examination or obliged to provide actual evidence supporting the anti-Sikh message. The UK finds itself in a difficult position as it tries to increase ties with India post-Brexit. Whilst home to a large and well-respected Sikh community, the UK's Hindu Prime Minister maintains good relations with the Hindu Indian Prime Minister, and there's little doubt Narendra Modi is using this alliance to exert influence upon British domestic politics to further India's own interests. You've been watching Satluj TV News, and you can find more stories in detail on our channel at Satnet News, so it's worth clicking on the subscribe button to make sure you get to see stories as they're broadcast. And don't forget, if you have any comments or opinions on any of our stories, you can comment below, or why not drop us a direct message at message@satlujtv.com. We'd love to hear from you. In the meantime, thanks for watching. For Satluj TV News, I'm Angus Scott in London.